What's going on? A+'s Nerd Mixes. It is your boy, Mr. Indy Uchiha, Mr. Nerd Mix Alpha himself, and I'm here to bring you the review for episode 4 of Heels Cutting Promos. Now, look, man, this show is just amazingly written and surprises me on every aspect of what a show actually is, and I'm really digging this. Um, with Stephen Amell having a lot to do with the show behind the scenes, like executive producing or whatever his other role is on this, man, you're doing a great job in what you're doing. But this episode itself, to me, was just an awesome, well put together episode. And it's the only show really where I feel like everything is getting better. Now, this episode deals with the first anniversary of Tom Spade's death. You know what I'm saying? Coming across, we saw what happened in the prior episode on how Tom Spade took his own life. Um, Very, very dark stuff, but I love the way that the episode addresses this. You get Wild Bill just spiraling out of control. You actually see what got him in trouble in the prior episode when he came up at the end. He said, "I effed up," and it's just interesting in the family dynamic and actually now being able to see why his mom is so involved in church and how she actually feels about you know the whole thing about Tom doing what Tom did, right? So um they even tied this back into the squirrels, right? The squirrel that Stacy took out. Check this out. This is crazy. And a couple of episodes ago, we had an issue with squirrels in the attic. This episode starts off with Jack writing a promo, you know what I'm saying, in bed. His wife sleep next to him, and he smells smoke. Fire alarms are going off. There's a fire at the electrical outlet in their son's room. So he ends up putting the fire out, tries putting it out with a blanket first, goes and grabs the fire extinguisher, puts the fire out, comes out. The fire department comes, and then come to find out, the squirrels chew through the wiring in the house, and the whole house is going to have to get like rewired. So again, you get the argument with him and his wife. Talk about, look, she's going to have to go back to work, even if it's part time, to help do what they got to do. He's talking about how the DWL has some money that's getting ready to get an influx into it, and that money that he's talking about ends up turning out him going to ask a sponsor for more money in order to become more socially online with clips and stuff like that, which is a brilliant idea, especially with an independent company like this, because the viral clips online will help build the popularity of the company. But the sponsor actually has a good retort with it, that the problem with the DWL is the fact that it's called the DWL, the Duffy Wrestling League, and that nobody but people in Duffy are going to care about the Duffy Wrestling League. So it makes me wonder if that sometime in the future are they going to come with a name change. But I really feel like maybe they're against it right now because of what their father built. So that whole aspect with the social media marketing campaign, which us here at A+, we know exactly how it goes with trying to get money to, you know what I'm saying, being able to market whatever you're doing. It is not an easy feat to get sponsors behind you to try to do something. So I kind of related to that aspect of what they're gonna do. And the fact that the sponsor actually turned him down was even better, right? You get Wild Bill spiraling out, man. Like, he spirals out. He ends up the whole issue of what's going on where he's just off pills, off drink, is taking a plane somewhere, doesn't like where the corporation he's working for is taking wrestling. They debuted this belt, this light up belt, which kind of makes me feel like they was taking a shot at the WWE with that one. But I actually like the belt that lit up when it was with Naomi's gimmick, because that was her gimmick to glow. And I like when wrestlers take something and make itself their own, just like John Cena did with the spinner belt, or recently what Matt Cardona did with the GCW belt, right? Take it and make it their own. So uh he spirals out. He ends up getting on a plane, going like just drinking and taking pills, and comes out of the bathroom with nothing but the belts on and his pride and joy showing between his legs, right? And people video it, and his employers find out about it and they suspend him until they figure out what they're going to do to see if he's even worth keeping. Um, you get Jack is like in the basement watching old material in the basement of his mom's house, watching old material of his father and Bill cutting promos, right? Uh Willie kind of encourages Jack to try to create some type of compelling promo, just like the competition is doing, in order to have something to share to create buzz around the DWL in order to make Earl, who is the sponsor, change his mind about investing more of his money into the DWL, right? uh the Jack and Ace end up sitting down and having a compelling conversation because the Jack is so used to doing things by himself and not asking for help, then and Ace just wants to help. Ace is genuinely a good person who has just had something traumatic, like super traumatic, happen to him in the past year, and he doesn't know how to deal with that, right? His father just offered himself a hero that he looked up to, and now he's trying to step into his father's shoes, even if he didn't want to, because Jack even said he forced Ace to do this, to wrestle, and is just trying to live up to the image he has of his dad in his mind, or the image that he wants his dad to be. So they end up cutting like this promo shot at the local gas station where Crystal works at. Um it's Bobby Pin and Ace going head to head in the store. They're fighting in the store, hitting each other with all types of condiments, doing all crazy stuff. Then they like jump in the back of the truck and start fighting, and it takes them through a car wash. And then like to just to drum up attention of that big new rivalry, with Ace being the heel and Bobby being the face that just lost to him. That friggin' Willie's filming the whole thing. You even get Crystal like on an ATV coming around, and then you have Jack come up at the end of the promo. He pushes them both, says, hey, we're not doing this here. If we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it, you know what I'm saying, this night, so and so at the DWL. Y'all not gonna, you know what I'm saying, give away my stuff for free. So it's actually really cool the way that came around. And like, despite the way Ace might feel about becoming a heel, he's slowly starting to realize that it's kind of fun playing a bad guy. And that's like one of the big themes of what happened in this particular episode, is Ace understanding how to separate playing the role and being the role. You know what I'm saying? Like, not taking that home with you and understanding them bulls that come at you aren't for you, they're for the character you're playing. And Jack says you have to differentiate between who you are as a person and who the character is, and how hard it is to do. And that's something that Ace is kind of struggling with. Now you get Crystal and Bobby getting a little bit of close, because Crystal, you know, Bobby doesn't understand what his character should be. They think his character should be something else, right? That he's really not that attention grabbing in who he is now. So he raps, he stays in the trailer, you know what I'm saying, all that type of stuff. And this is going to be an interesting dynamic, because you have Bobby Ben and you have Ace working together. You have Crystal, who wants to be in a relationship with Ace, but I don't know what really that relationship is. They are intimate, you know what I'm saying, with each other. But you have Bobby, who might find a Crystal attractive, but I honestly think he looks at her like a sister figure, or somebody who really understands what's going on behind the scenes with this wrestling thing and has a lot of knowledge that he could pick up, because he seems like a sponge. He seems like somebody who wants to grow and get better. And I'm kind of curious, like I said before, on what the relationship with his parents are really like. You know what I'm saying? Because he's always calling, but you would never hear anything from them. It's always a one-sided conversation when it comes to what's going on with his parents. So you get Crystal helping Bobby out a lot. They're hanging out, going to get ice cream. She's helping him with his gimmick, tells him about some Bobby 1958 or something like that, and trying to go old school. But after he has a conversation with her and she realizes who he is as a person, she tells him, you should just be Bobby. You should just be Bobby Pim. You should just be yourself. You know what I'm saying? The good old boy, the person, the average day person who's a wrestler. And that's what his gimmick ended up being. And he sells that, tells, you know what I'm saying, Jack about that. And Jack was like, hey, good old boy, you know what I'm saying, I'm with it. He's like, I rock with it. That's who Bobby Pin is. But The curiouser and curiouser thing that happened with that towards the end of the episode was Ace, after coming around about everything that was happening, especially after having the no, this is before he had the conversation with his mom. Is sitting there and realizing who he is as a person. He even asked Crystal out, but Crystal had to work, right? Drives up to her house, and it's her and Bobby Penn jumping on the trampoline. Totally innocent. There's nothing going on there, like, with that, right? Crystal is definitely just into Ace. Uh Ace sees that, sits there, I guess never approaches them. And then when Bobby leaves and Crystal's walking, you know what I'm saying, like walking into his truck, somebody keyed his truck. And he's like, and even then he's like, maybe it's like looks like a racing strike. Like even then he takes the high road when it comes to that, them not knowing who did it. I'm pretty sure Crystal's gonna figure out who did it. But the best part of this, the best two scenes in this episode for me had to deal with their mom, had to deal with Ace and Jack's mom. The first one at the dinner table, because after the fire, the family goes to stay at her house, and uh Jack's son prays, you know what I'm saying, over the meal they're getting ready to have. And he says something about, you know what I'm saying, Grandpa Jack being in heaven. And she states, people who kill themselves don't go to heaven, they're in hell. And that's not the way they want to raise their child or what they want their child hearing right now. So you hear the conflict between, you know what I'm saying, Stacy and the mom. And then that's when she looks and realizes this is the life she doesn't want to live. She doesn't want to be the wife of a wrestler that ends up just making the costumes for the wrestler. She wants to be her own person. So she goes out and applies for a job at the grocery store, right? This is all to do with the whole thing of her friends off doing their, you know what I'm saying, doing their thing. But you understand her want to be independent. I really think her music is going to have something to deal with this in the future. There's no reason why they just have her there strumming a guitar. I'm pretty sure she's gonna come up with a theme song for somebody. There's something there. I feel like everything that's in every element of this show we saw this season always leads to something else, and it's always a part of the storytelling. But they have that all out. Even Ace gets up and loses his attitude, and he says, "You know what? I don't." Ace feels somewhere, but I don't think Dad's in hell. You know what I'm saying? I think he's just not here. And the conversation that he has with his mom, because his mom probably feels like it could possibly be her fault that he did that. I think she blames herself, and is trying to find some way not to blame herself, like put it more on him out of anger. But with the line that Ace sold, you know what I'm saying, when he's like, you weren't happy way before, your smile was gone way before Dad died. You know what I'm saying? You need to figure out who you are and what makes you happy, and like why you really feel like this, and just that snap of growth, you know what I'm saying, from that character, from the character Ace as a person, is really intriguing to me when it comes to that situation. And I really, really love that. And I'm looking way forward to the next episode. I'm looking forward to see what happens with Wild Bill since he got fired. And he done pissed off Willie and Willie's husband, and he was staying there and got kicked out. Now he's staying at a hotel, and then just watching his life spiral down to see if him and Jack come to that, you know what I'm saying, consolidation of they can use each other in order to get back at the higher ups. That's going to be pretty interesting to me, because Wild Bill is going to have to humble himself, but at the same time, Jack is going to have to humble himself and ask for help from somebody that he probably doesn't want help from. So I'm looking forward to the next episode. You guys let me know what you thought about this episode of Heels. I was into it. I was digging it. I can't wait until this Sunday to see episode 5. Let me know what you thought. Hit the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And as always, we're here. We got more coming. Can't wait for the next episode of What If. And I can't wait to see y'all on Hero Report next Sunday. So until next time, Adam, let them know how they can join the Patreon.
If you enjoy our content and want to be a part of helping our channel grow, become a patron supporter. We have affordable tiers to choose from that offer a variety of exclusive and early access content, from audio files for all of our shows for you to enjoy on the road, access to our Discord community, and plenty of reactions, reviews, character breakdowns, and more. Check us out at patreon.com/A+Opinions. And as always, remember, like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so anytime we drop a brand new video, you will be notified.